4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Web Boxing 101 podcast. I am your host, Luis Trevino, also known as Trey, here live from Warriors Edge Boxing Gym and Promotions. Wishing you all a very good evening, and I hope everybody's having a great evening. And like always, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and being with us tonight. Also, on my YouTube listeners and followers, you can comment on the show. You can ask Gabriel Gutierrez any question, all our fighters that are coming up on the show. And also ask my pitman, the play-by-play man, is Mr. Herman Delgado, former pro fighter and now coach, the hitman. Coach the likes of Cesar Bazan, hard-hitting Cesar Bazan, and Johnny Tapia, Mi Vida Loca. And he has experience up in the ring, has fought some heavy hitters like Vitaly Klitschko, just to name a few. And I just want to say hello to Herman. Herman, how are you, sir?
What's up, Tree? Just sitting here chilling out, man. I turned out the light because it was a bit too bright in here.
Nah, no problem, man. How you doing today?
Good. Relax.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're in the comforts of your home, correct?
Yes. All right.
Yeah. Right.
Always.
Good. And today's, guess who we have on the show today? We have none other than tonight's guest is Mr. Gabriel Gutierrez, the hard-hitting Gabriel Gutierrez on our show today, pro fighter from El Paso, Texas. Gabe, glad to have you, man. How you doing today?
What's up, Gabriel? Lost your voice, man.
Can't hear you, Gabriel. Can you hear us, Gabriel?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, sorry about that.
Hey, what's up, Gabriel? We just introduced you. How you doing, Gabriel?
Yes, thank you for the web family having me. A pleasure to have me here.
You got it, man. We want to highlight professional fighters just like yourself, coming up in the ranks, and I guess most important, representing El Paso, right?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. I guess also Juarez, right?
Yeah, of course. Our sister city, right, or down south, Juarez. Also a big supporter of you. You actually fight a lot in Mexico, correct?
Correct. Yeah, with Mickey and a lot of pro boxers, including Ponce de Leon. They've all been helping me recently. So
are these guys your sparring partners? You said Mickey. Is that Mickey Roman?
Yes, Mickey Roman, but he's kind of been training in. I've been helping him for fights, but he's been training out in Guadalajara recently, so we haven't been able to be active recently.
So Mickey Roman is Guadalajara, and he hasn't been active since the last fight, right? He came out of a defeat, correct?
Yeah, he faced a hard opponent.
Yeah, it was a very hard opponent for Mickey Roman. He got floored a couple of times, but nevertheless, man, we're here to support local talent, and this is what this podcast is all about: supporting local talent. But again, we want to expand our horizons. Maybe we get an interview with Mickey Roman a little bit later. Upcoming on the show, we got some big heavy hitters that I will announce a little bit later. So let's get started, Gabriel. Just tell us a little bit about yourselves. Where are you from? Growing up, school, family. People want to know what's going on with Gabriel today.
I guess I went to El Dorado and I started training here in the East Side. As Herman, he knows me from Pound for Pound with Luis Aguilar. And man, I go way back when Joel, with Jojo, man, that's where I come from.
You mean Jojo Galarza?
Yes, sir.
Right. His dad is the famous Rocky Galarza, right, Herman?
Yeah.
Hey,
Right,
Herman,
right.
tell us a little bit about Rocky, man.
Oh, I love that guy, man. As much as it was a love-hate relationship with that guy, he would bust your ass, but he made you a champion, no doubt. And I remember Rocky used to make me stay at his house on the weekends, so I would go out and party with his kid. So he kept me in check, man, especially around the tournament time. He was a hard ass.
He was a hard ass trainer. I guess that's what coaches need. You got to be hard on these kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't rude or disrespectful to us, but he pushed you to the point where he knew you had to work hard. I mean, the guy he was with the Bowie 49 state champions baseball team, so he was a hell of an athlete. So Rock, he was in corners with us. We didn't push it out that you hurt or whatever. He was fight.
Yeah, he could fight, and he had a gym. Gym was Lower Valley, Herman.
No, we went from Rockies. It used to be Rockies on Alberta at the bar. Then we were at Carolina Center, the original Carolina Center, way in the back. Not that fancy stuff they have nowadays. We were up there where they turned it into a focus class.
Oh yeah, right. Now all that area was taken over by the medical institution or students,
Yeah,
correct?
Tel Caballero, Joe Martel, Juan Ochoa, and a bunch of good fighters we had back there. Ricky Nieto and Cliff Magic Thomas in there with us. We got
Yeah,
a full
Cliff Magic Thomas. Man, I heard of that guy before, huh?
yeah, we'll
Um,
talk more with him.
so Gabriel, you graduated in what year from El Dorado?
From year 2013?
2013. Was it at your time in high school? Was kids your age into boxing?
Oh no, not especially not the east side. They're more into football. So I was pretty much the youngest one there fighting, especially these, like I said, like these high contenders, because Joel was nobody to find.
Was Joel? You mean Joel Garcia? Yeah, we can hear you. What you mean,
So
Joel
I
Garcia
don't
from
know.
El? Go ahead.
What's that, sir?
You mean Joel Garcia from the pro guy, Joel Garcia? Yeah,
Yes, what was he, 120 pound?
yeah. He was a 120, gets in trouble, and that pretty much it, right?
Yeah, but
That was
like I
his
said,
career. So,
at that age, they were tough, man. They were not easy on me. That's the school I come from.
okay. So, you were growing up in El Dorado, and a lot of kids. I mean, they're not into the boxing craze. Um, what made you get into boxing, Gabriel? I mean, like you say, football is the hottest thing right now in schools, and you know what? Also, it doesn't help that boxing is not even in schools. You know what I mean? So that doesn't help, correct?
No, I think boxing is really, as you guys know, also that it's really strict. So it's not most people, not most kids can handle
Yeah.
that what's it called, that technique, I guess, from dieting to, I mean, staying out late. So it's pretty tough.
It is pretty tough, but it's not dieting because even wrestlers do that, correct? Even wrestlers
Yeah,
do that,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, you know over there where I remember Gabriel from Pound for Pound also had another good little fighter there,
Yeah,
Who was that?
That's awesome.
Josh Enriquez.
Josh Enriquez has been another heavy hitter in
Yes, sir.
the lights of boxing, correct? Yeah, Josh Enriquez. Uh, Gabriel, so how was your amateur experience? How many amateur fights did you have?
I had about, it was like 100, but from what I know, I only lost 9. But I lost count on the wins. But
How many amateur fights did you have?
about 100.
You had 100 amateur fights?
Yes, sir. But
Holy shit.
I know for a fact I only lost 9, but I lost count on the wins.
You had okay. So do you know how many wins you had again?
Like about 100.
100.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Sir.
so you had a pretty busy amateur time, right? Is that on your dime, or is it because your coaches pushed you, or What do you think? What led to all that? Because I mean, we've heard that it's pretty much hard to get fights here in El Paso.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Louis would and
Yeah.
Adrian, they would take the whole team, and we would be out of town a lot. We would be fighting tournaments, and that's why I remember we would be hated, man. We would because we would just go to towns and take over the city, but it was a busy gym. We were just stay active. The activity, the like I tell a young
So
youth right now
so
that
so so Gabriel, I guess when you were growing up, everybody knew about pound for pound, correct?
correct, yes sir.
That was the thing, right? Pound for pound
Yeah, yeah.
boxing was the gym. Pound for pound was a very good gym. Luanello tried to open it up. Are you out of pound for pound now that it's back in running?
No, no,
You're not at pound for pound no more?
no, sir. It's just um, I don't know. I guess because just Ponce just left it, and now I guess Louis in charge of it now. But there's not really much fighters now from as in back then there was.
And I think, Herman, it's safe to say that's one of the things we've been talking about, Herman, that it's not the same no more. Boxing has pretty much gone downhill as far as gyms and participants. Am I right, Herman?
Yeah, you used to have gyms like Delta Boys Club, San Juan, Armijo. You had Carolina Center, which was us, and then you had Fort Bliss, and they always had a hell of a team because they had
Yeah,
gyms in Philadelphia and all over the United States. Man.
yeah, they did have a lot of tournaments, huh?
Yeah, Nations Children
Nations Tobin.
they had
And,
a
and and now with the pandemic, guys, I mean, of course, now even the city gyms are closed for good, right? I mean, El Paso will be having its first sanctioned event, which is be a test amateur event, February 27th, at Warriors Edge Boxing Gym. No spectators, no nothing like that. But again, it's on the road to recovery, I guess, after the pandemic. It's on our ticker right there. El Paso's barely trying to get back to the amateur world. I don't think it's as busy as it used to be. As you, Gabriel, having more than 100 amateur fights, correct? Now,
Yeah.
I got to ask you something, Gabriel. That's something that I've been wanting to ask you.
Hmm.
I know you. You're a pro fighter. You're very busy as a pro fighter. You have what, 13 pro fights? You said.
About so, yeah, 13.
So you're busy. You're always in the fights, undercards, and big main event cards, like in even Texas Dallas Cowboy Stadium. I saw you one time. I've even seen you in Telefutura, ESPN. I see you're real busy. But one thing that I've been wanting to ask you, even of a fighter, why don't you stay loyal to a gym, Gabriel? And if you are you loyal to a gym, or do you keep? And again, I see you at different gyms. Is that good for a fighter, or why is that? Or are you on your own, Gabriel?
Well, that's actually a good question you asked because as what you're covering right now, as there's not local fighters, there's not so many local fighters anymore. It's not active. So my job is to obviously go out to other gyms and get work. That's why I go out to Albuquerque, fight Josh Torres. I have to stay busy on my own. If not, nobody's gonna just tell me to go hit the bag and that's it. That's why I move by myself. I move my own job.
So you're
Stay
like
busy.
you're like your own promoter, right?
No, I have a couple promoters. Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you say that you move on your own, is that healthy for a fighter to be moving gyms? What do you think, Herman? Yeah, you've been a fighter.
I only knew TNT gym and as a pro TNT, that was my only gym. Never went in restaurant.
So so can that be healthy to a gym, Herman?
It's tough. I understand April saying because you have to bring in party partners, and sometimes I have to go one on one to spar with guys. Anybody come down there and just the one guy, because he was my channel, bro. Travato, Ruben, Garcia, and we always had some spar with that guy. Always. That's why that was. But every once in a while, I would go to some or the other head.
Okay. Yeah, and that's why we see you, Gabriel. So I guess the reason why I'm asking is it healthy? I mean, do you have a coach that you or you're always on you're on your own? Do you have a coach, Gabriel?
I have I have a coach, yeah, but not permanent, not permanent.
Not permanent.
Yes, sir. So I have a coach for mating. I have a coach for certain things. I know what they're good for, and that's why I keep them for that certain thing.
Okay, and but again, I mean, that's why we ask you: is it healthy for fighters to do that?
No, I wouldn't recommend that. I just end up doing it because I'm by myself, you know.
Wow.
Yes,
We're
sir.
here, folks, with Gabriel Gutierrez, pro fighter from El Paso, Texas, that will be fighting February 20th in Mexico, Chihuahua, Chihuahua. Right? And this podcast is being sponsored by Sensi. Explore fragrances for Valentine's. Call Margarita Chavez at 915-781-9530. Ready for Valentine's. Herman, have you got your mom a Valentine's gift already?
No, not yet. I have to go buy Shay a gift.
Or Shay, your daughter, right? What about you, Gabriel? You ready for Valentine's?
Yes, sir. But I have to stay busy fighting, training.
So I guess it's safe to say that you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yes, sir.
All right, good, man. And what does she think about your pro career?
She's in the medical field, so she's trying to get into this new stuff in fighting.
Okay,
So
she doesn't know does she like boxing?
yeah, yes, sir. So obviously, if she wouldn't like boxing, she's out the door.
Wow, man, man, you're gonna be in the doghouse. You better get her some Valentine. So make sure you call Sensi, man. All right, we got some good gifts for you guys. No joke, guys. It's gonna be Sensi fragrances. Explore the fragrances for Valentine's Day. Call Margarita Chavez at 915-781-9530. So you are 6-9, Gabriel. Okay, and your last fight, you had a victory over Humberto Fragoso, correct?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
That was recently, but before that, you went on a losing streak. There are a 3-fight losing streak. What do you attribute that to? When you have these long streaks like that, can that be detrimental to your career or your motivation? What happened during that 3-loss event or in a row event?
You know what? It's just fighting, trying to fight prospects, and as you can see, they're all undefeated, and you can't you have to pretty much knock them out. As with a prospect that, as me, I had to knock them out and shine when you're working. So
So,
that's
so
why
okay. So, are you considered one of those guys that they just feel for so for another fighter to shine?
I wouldn't consider it like that, but I would definitely say I'm just trying my best that these guys are not so highly developed as they say they are, you know.
Uh huh. Well, I
And
mean, so go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I've gone toe to toe with the all of them almost, except for the recent one with Tomlin. He really got me with a body shot, but other than that, I couldn't say I've gone toe to toe with most of them.
And I guess every more fight, you get more experience, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, you're gaining experience, and that's what's
Older,
good. Am I right?
older, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I've,
good, man. Keep up the good work. I mean, we see you, man. I mean, but it takes a lot of balls to get up there on the ring, man. So, yeah, you're on a 6-9. So guess what? You're gonna start your winning streak. You got one. You got one victory already,
yes,
and your
sir.
next one will be February the 20th, which is around the corner. So as we speak, you're probably right now, or no, not probably right now. You're actually in training camp, correct?
Yes, sir.
You're in training camp. You're ready to go. How's training camp been for this fight? Can you tell us about your opponent, February the 20th, where you're fighting? How can people see you if you're going to fight? So how's training camp going and all that?
So man, training camp's been tough because of COVID. Because Wolves Den is not letting us spar, do
So,
certain mitts. so that's been tough on the fighter. So that's why, as my job, I have to go to another gym that's gonna let us spar.
Okay, so
As
let me ask you a question. That's why I was asking you. So
Mhm.
are you out of Wolf's Den or
That's my main gym. Yes,
okay?
yes, sir.
So do you like promote the Wolf's Den when you fight?
Um, Not technically because I don't know, just certain.
Okay,
When
well,
I'm
and I don't want to put you on the spot, but the reason I was asking, I mean, if you would come to a gym and if you're going to be fighting under the name, we would get you some sparring just for you. I mean, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know if there, I mean, and again, we respect all the sanctions and rules. I think Herman, can you fill me in here? Does USA Boxing letting gyms spar already, or is that something, Gabriel, that it's the rules of the gym where you're fighting out of?
From what I know, it's not allowed to spar yet, but I would say I had to do my job, and that's being
Yeah. I
active.
mean, I thought we were cleared. It was good to go to the discretion of the gym, Herman.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And you know what? I think there's different gyms that are people sparring. But what I don't understand is if you have a gym and you have people lifting weights, how the hell can't people spar? I mean, what the hell's the deal? How close the gap
Yeah, so I guess it makes it hard on you, Gabriel, when you can't spar and then you have to go to other gyms, correct?
Yes, sir. And
And,
that's why I get to have that privilege to go to other gyms and get my work done.
and you know what? I mean, yeah, you're a pro fighter. You got to go somewhere else, correct? And
Yes,
you
sir.
got to get some work done. So, can you tell us about your opponent February the 20th?
I don't know much about him. I just train.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about him. Do you know if he's a southpaw? If his
No,
record?
no, sir.
Would you want to know, or is that because you don't want to know, or would you like to know, or you just don't know?
Technically, I never really looked into my opponents. I just prepare for everything, as in
Okay.
fighting close range, long range, and obviously you guys know that my huevos comes first, which is balls.
Yeah, balls, right? Herman, what do you think of that? Do you think that when you used to fight these fighters, would you want to know about your opponent, Herman?
Yeah, I always did, but especially with today's time with technology, there's so many videos. You can always see your fighters. As a trainer, I would always look at videos of other opponents that would be fight my guy. It would help me set up in that sense. So it's always good to look at videos of what you're going to be. Your opponent looks like his moves, what's his power, what's his strategy.
Okay. So you're fighting in Chihuahua, so I'm pretty sure. Is this guy from Chihuahua,
I'm guessing.
Gabriel?
I'm telling you, I don't know nothing about the opponent.
Oh, okay. You don't even know where he's from. Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
You're just gonna meet him the day of the
On the
travel when you get
way.
out there, correct?
Yes, sir.
You and your team are gonna show up, and you're gonna be February 20 in Chihuahua. So you really don't know. So okay. So do you know where it's gonna be at?
No. Like I
Wow.
said, just take me
Okay. I
every
mean,
day.
I guess that works for you when you just don't want to be anywhere, right? I mean, you don't want to know nothing about them. You just want to show up and fight, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's good. That's good. I mean, I guess that's fair enough. I mean, so you mentioned that you're out of the Wolf's Den and you got to go get. How hard has it been to go to other gyms to get sparring at your caliber?
Oh man, that's a tough one that you just asked. Cause the other time I was at a gym and they threw me some guys, and one of them happened to be 200 and plus, and obviously
That could hurt you. You're at welterweight, correct?
yes, sir. But I've always been sparring heavy people, but I'm getting older, so I've realized I need to stop doing that.
Like sparring. You're getting older, but like you mean like sparring heavier fighters?
Heavier fighters, yeah, but it's definitely it's always puts you to thinking because you can't brawl with a 200 pounder. You obviously have to start boxing.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, going up to a 200 because you're 26 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, at what point do you think it's time to hang it up?
um until it's done.
I mean,
I guess
You know, Gabriel, you're an interesting character because you really like to throw chingazos, man. I mean, I don't know. Do you agree, Herman? I mean, he comes to the gyms out here, and he pretty much you put some work, and then you know you're a real cool guy, man. You know, you're a nice guy, and I know up in the ring you can be a nice guy, but you've always been a standout guy when you get out there. So when you get up, you've been a standout guy when you come to the gyms, right? So it's hard to get sparring partners in El Paso. Do you ever get sparring partners out of El Paso?
Most definitely. That's why Josh Torres was definitely one that I brought up. He's from Albuquerque. He's a champ at 147.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about the as close as I can get from top caliber from sparring. But
all right.
There's another guy so anyway, I believe he's Ali Watkins. What?
Who is it, Herman?
I think his name Isaiah out of the Molly.
Oh, Isaac Nathaniels. Is that his name?
Yeah, I think that I don't.
You know who he is, Gabriel?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you sparred with him?
Yes.
Oh, you have sparred with him.
Yeah, but I think he's been having problems with his knees, something like that recently. So he told me he's not been active on fighting. I haven't spoke to him recently about it anymore.
Oh, okay. So that was Isaac from the Wally Mop Academy or something like that, right?
Yes, sir. The Molly Watt.
Good. So Gabriel, how has training camp been?
Oh,
I mean, how long have you been in training? How long have you been in training camp for this fight?
For this fight, I've been in for about a month already.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. But I mean, it's just at 147. I don't even have to cut weight that much. I walk at 155.
Wow.
So that I don't feel dehydrated at all. So I guess it's been going good.
So you walk at 155, but you're fighting at 147, February the 20th.
Yes, sir.
So I guess it's been a hard. And let me tell you, man. I mean, you got a big weekend coming up. What I mean by weekend is eating. You like to eat, and it's Super Bowl weekend, and I know the dips and nachos and chips. Are you going to indulge yourself in that, or you really keep a strict regimen during training camp?
Usually, I'm really strong on keeping that diet strong, not breaking it. So obviously I won't celebrate nothing, no drinking, no nachos.
Wow, that should be tough, Gabriel.
Yeah, that's part of the boxing I've been through.
So you're gonna be driving to Chihuahua February the 20th. When do you leave, man?
It'll be on Thursday night. Yes, sir.
Thursday night, ready to go. Can we see the fight? Can you tell the folks how can we see it? If we want to see you, how can we see it? Can you tell the folks out there?
I have some people going, and I will try to live stream it through Facebook. So I could tag you in it. And
yeah, please tag us, man. Please tag us. We got on our YouTube. We got Raul Estoria. He says a big thumbs up to you. Okay. Esteban Lozano also. Puro Ryan Garcia. What do you think about Ryan Garcia there? What do you think of Gabriel?
I fought on one of his undercards. You can't hate that kid, man.
Why?
He could sell out an arena. So you can always just admire just a kid selling out a whole arena. So, man, he's a kid,
do you think he's the next sensation?
Oh, I definitely think so.
Yeah. Do you like the way he fights?
Not so much of a fan, but I like the team that he has, the Canelo team. I think.
So you're a Canelo fan?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So Ryan Garcia, good fight against the Brit, right? He did good. He got knocked out. What did you think when he got knocked out?
Oh, that's what I expected him. I didn't think he was gonna win it, but man,
wow.
He pushed him to the limits, huh?
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, once you get knocked down, you got to get up. Have you seen Herman Delgado when he fought Klitschko? He got knocked down, but Herman kept getting up, and he was there. I mean, and I guess that's what impressed me about Ryan Garcia, that he got up, man. I mean, look, he got up and he fucking fought. He has balls and he fucking went to town and did his job. I mean, the celebration afterwards, of course, well, that's something that I guess to which his own. But he's calling out the big dogs. Let me ask you, Gutierrez, do you think he's going to be fighting Tank Davis anytime soon, or he's going to go for David Haney? What do you think?
Man, I just know if he goes for Davis, I think that's a real problem right there. Don't you guys think?
For Tank Davis?
No, for Ryan.
Who? Oh,
Ryan to fight
yeah. If he fights, you mean if he fights Tank Davis?
Yeah, I think it'd be really tough because man, Tank is something else, man.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that Tank is something else, but
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia is something else. I think Ryan Garcia is a little bit more technical, I guess. I don't know. But it'll be a good fight, right, Herman? What do you think?
I think Tank will knock his ass out.
Yeah.
I think Tank what?
Tank will knock his ass out.
Wow, that'll be good. Well, I don't know if we're going to see Tank Davis soon. I think it'll be a David Haney fight against Ryan Garcia early this year. What's that, Herman?
What weight is Ryan Garcia?
135.
He's 135, man. I believe that he'll fight David Haney first, and then
Lopez.
right? Yeah, I mean that's what I think.
That's been waiting to happen.
Which fight?
Teofimo Lopez.
Oh yeah, Teofimo Lopez. Let me ask you now that we're on the topic of Teofimo Lopez, Gabriel. Did you have a? Well, I was going to ask you that in the rapid fire, but Teofimo Lopez is a very good fighter, and he was, I think, by ESPN was the 2020 Fighter of the Year. Do you agree with that, there, Gabriel?
I would definitely agree that because he just beat Lomachenko, and you guys know he's been top dog for a good while.
Yeah, he was.
So that was a big statement he did.
Big statement, yeah, Lomachenko. Folks, we're online here live with pro fighter Gabriel Gutierrez. As we are on the podcast right now, but we have him here because we want to wish him the best of luck. Shows grits and determination, but we also want to have a special salute to the Sheriff's Office Desert Rangers Cadet Class 20-04. It's the last class of 2020. They're about to graduate in a while. I have the pleasure of being one of their trainers at their academies. Gabriel, you said you were going into corrections. This is a correctional class that's going on in the Sheriff's Office. A great group of people. Hell of a good kids. They're showing grit and determination every day on the hands-on portion, on the physical and the academic portion. So we'd like to say hello to all our law enforcement officers, first responders out there that are listening, and the best of luck to the Desert Rangers. So a lot of them are tuning in to see you, Gabriel. So once again, Gabriel, tell us how we can watch you fight February the 20th.
So on February 20th, I'll make sure if I get this live stream, I will definitely give you a tag on the web box, and hopefully you guys can live stream it also.
All right, we will live stream it. Get that, Herman?
You got it.
You got it. Sergio Colazo, Tocayo says, saludos, caballeros. Tocayo is our manager. We also got more people. Ozzy Hernandez says, thumbs up, Gabriel. Sam Morales. Richard Estorga, Desert Rangers 2004. Keep up the great work. You guys can see the comments, right?
Yeah.
Mikey Garcia. Damn, there's another guy, right? It's not the fighter, but Mikey's pretty good too. Marina Licon. These are all the cadets. Joshua Colleen. Mike Garcia says, good luck on your fight. Gabriel represent El Paso. We're with you 100%, Gabriel. And that's what we want to see. Representation of El Chuco Town, right?
Yes, sir.
Of course, yeah. Of course. The what?
Trying to come with a big statement.
Right. Hey, so let me ask you there, Gabriel. What has been the hardest part of your process of being a pro fighter in the city overall? We've had in the past podcasts, me and Herman, and we've had guests from the local LBC president, Golden Gloves. How hard before the pandemic hit, it was hard to put boxing on the map here in El Paso like it used to be. Now as a pro fighter, have you gotten the support, or how hard has it been not to get support from the city, local companies, local sponsors, Has that been an issue for you, Gabriel?
It definitely has taken a toll on this fighting because US didn't let you fight. So that's why I had to do, like I kept saying, I had to do my own job and go to Mexico, which they still do the COVID test over there, but they still let it happen, the fights, professional fights. So I had to keep moving.
Okay, so then you travel to these fights, and I know the promoter from the other end will pay your travel, correct?
Yes, sir.
But what about here in El Paso? You're trained. Are you employed right now, Gabriel? Do you work, or you're a full-time fighter?
No, employed. I've always been employed, and
Wow,
I've
that makes
always.
it hard, right?
Yes,
Working
sir.
and being
Yes,
a
sir.
full-time professional fighter, right?
Yeah, but it's always been it's like a hobby, but with a job.
Yeah. Can you let us know where you work? Where you work at?
It's called Casco Structures. They build schools.
Oh, okay, so you're in construction.
Uh, it's more they I use computers to build the
Oh,
stairs.
okay.
Yeah, the structure of the building.
So it's very hard to. Hey, Herman, were you a full-time fighter, Herman, or did you have a job on the side?
I had a job in school.
Yeah.
I went to school full time at Utah, and
So,
full-time work.
so it was hard.
One thing I was noticing on your fight tournament, I that Tree is was posting, and for a heavyweight, you had a good head movement, which is really rare for a heavyweight.
Yeah, because those guys hit hard, man. I had
Yeah.
to get from that shit.
Yeah, Herman was slick, man, because he wanted to run from those big monsters like Vitaly Klitschko. How big was that guy, Herman?
Oh, I'd say about 8, 6, 9. Big
That he
guy.
fought in hostile environment. So, Gabriel, you can actually say, because I believe I don't get it wrong, you know what it is to fight in hostile environment or home cooking from the other fighter, and maybe this guy that you're fighting, you have what's his name that you're fighting?
I know no
Oh
name.
shit!
Just
I should have studied that, researched that. But you're fighting he's probably going to be from there. Hostile environment, how hard it is to win it not in your home. But then on the other token, I think you've only fought like 3 times in El Paso, correct?
yes, sir. So I'm used to all that. So
Yeah, you're used to hostile. And going back to El Paso, for example, on the last card, the last big card was the Devon Alexander Victor Ortiz fight. Remember, Herman?
Yeah.
Oh, well, wait a minute. The last big card was the one that we co-promoted. It was the Jennifer Hunt fight and Jerry Stites card. And you weren't on the undercard, Gabriel. Why?
I think I ended up getting sick.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
but you were going to be on the fight, right?
Yeah, so I was scheduled to fight, but I ended up catching a flu.
Okay. And before that, we had the Devon Alexander, Victor Ortiz. Devon Alexander trained here. Remember, Herman?
Yeah.
Here at the Warriors Edge Boxing Gym. Were you considered to be on that card?
I was, but like I said, I ended up catching a.
No, not that one. The Devon fight. The Jennifer Hunt fight was another one, but the Devon
Okay,
fight.
no, not the Devon one. No, sir, none. I wasn't projected on that one.
No, yeah. So you haven't fought that many times in El Paso, right?
No.
No, not too many promoters here in El Paso, correct?
Yeah, it's pretty tough here.
It's tough. It is very tough. The last good promoter that's from El Paso is Golden Eagle Promotions,
Yes, sir.
which is Tony Aguilar, and he doesn't even promote a lot of fights here in El Paso. And
Yeah.
one of the reasons he was telling me is because they don't want to pay here, man. They don't want to do events. It's just so hard to even get venues here in El Paso. Very hard to get venues.
And I know
You know what I mean?
I know where Gable's on that because most of those big bring their own stable. We already have it, so that's why you got to look for fights on your own.
Yeah,
like
I mean-
we're doing so. I mean, it's man.
Yeah, and you know what? We applaud you there. We applaud you, Gabriel, because you go out and look. And Tony has more of the fights in maybe Midland, Odessa, not El Paso, and it's been hard. Me being a smaller type promoter, and we do big shows like the Clash of the Titans, and we get venues. It's been very hard. You know, I think one thing that's been good for us, it's because we are a nonprofit organization. Because I go through the sheriff's office to do the Clash of the Titans. Sometimes, and a lot of times we like to showcase our local youth talent as well. And a lot of the venues will go ahead and I guess give us a break. They still charge us. So now I can imagine a promoter that wants to make a living and make money. They'll just charge them an arm and a leg. I've even heard, guys, that in some places, I'm not going to name the name of the venue, they'll even charge you for a fucking lime. We had a drink, I wanted a beer after the show, and I asked for a lime, and the lady actually charged me 10 cents for half a lime. I fucking never heard of that.
Or a cup of ice.
For what?
I
For
want
what,
a
Herman?
cup of ice.
Yeah, it's very hard, man. You still got those comments coming. Margarita Fuentes says, great group, Desert Rangers. Edgar Berlanga. You got Daniel Benitez, thumbs up. Brandon Gomez, then thumbs up. Herman, shout out. Margarita wants to do a shout out to Herman.
Right on.
Right, Herman, you're a staple at work, Herman. Everybody knows you at work and they never met you. So you're going to have to go and meet the guys at work, man. We got Justin, JJ, our firearms expert.
I've seen the guys when they come in here.
Oh, that's right. You've met some of them. You have Mario Avila, our CrossFit guru, Easy Peasy, another CrossFit. Then you got Margarita, our other instructor, my partner at work. She's the one from the Sensi, so call her for Valentine's. I'm telling you, both of you, Gabriel, you got to get your girlfriend something. Herman, you got to get Shay something. Do you understand?
How come you don't ask me if I have a girlfriend?
Okay, Herman. Do you have a girlfriend?
Hell no.
Herman, you got plenty of girlfriends, right?
I'm all right.
No. Well, there you go. I asked you if you had a girlfriend, right?
It's part of the group. You don't ask me what's wrong with
the
that?
what?
When you don't ask me, probably like, what the fuck is that guy?
Right. So we're in tune with the Gabriel Gutierrez live from the Warrior's Edge Boxing Gym and Promotions live with Gabriel. So glad you're with us, folks. Upcoming shows just to kick off the months up ahead. In 2 weeks, February the 18th, we got Solina La Loba Munoz. She's held a couple of titles in the bantamweight division, the WBC, WBO. Heavy hitter from Mexico. We're going to have her on our show. Do you know who she is, Gabriel?
No, sir.
Yeah, she's going to be, and again, female, does a lot of heavy hitting out there in Mexico. We're going to have her on our show. We're glad to have her on our show because the women in boxing has kicked off. Clarissa Sheila has kicked it off. I know she went to MMA now. She's probably going to still stick to boxing. But we have Kenny Taylor, Jennifer Hahn, big heavy hitters. I'm going to ask this girl if she comes to the United States and fight because I don't think she's fought over here. But we'll have her on our show. And then also, guys, starting March, we're going to kick off our podcast show with Brian Vera. He's come out in the Contender, but also we've seen him fight twice against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We're going to talk about that. And then also, he's also fought James Mandingo Warrior Kirkland. You know James Kirkland there? Gabriel? Remember Kirkland, Herman?
Yeah,
Canelo beat the shit out of him.
I fought him on Brian Vera's undercard too on Top Rank one time.
Yeah, you fought under Brian Vera's undercard, right? He's a nice guy. He's from Austin, Texas. Texas kid. We'll have him on our show. And then to end the March podcast, we will have extraordinary, awesome, professional, famous trainer, Joel Diaz. You know Joel Diaz, Gabriel?
Yes, sir. I've met him.
Yeah. And he's known for a lot of training big trainers. One of them that's more notable and stands out is when he trained Timothy Bradley, Desert Storm Timothy Bradley, and he had that awesome, I consider it was fight of the year against Ruslan Provaklakin. I remember Joel telling him, look, man, you cannot fight toe-to-toe with this guy. Stop getting in front of him, and Timothy Bradley just went to town. It was one of the best fights. He ended up beating this guy, but it was one of the best fights. Great performance here from Joel Diaz. We're gonna have a talk with him, and that's gonna be an interesting podcast coming up. But you kicked it off, Gabriel, for our Super Bowl weekend. And are you ready to play rapid fire?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We're here with Gabriel Gutierrez, pro fighter from El Paso, Texas, born and raised. Right, getting ready for February 20th, big fight in Chihuahua. You're gonna represent. We'll be ready for you, Gabriel. And if you need any sponsors, let me know. Put a patch on your shorts of the Warrior's Edge. Shit, we'll do it, man. Rapid Fire is going to start now, and it's being sponsored again by the Sensi. Fragrances. Explore fragrances for Valentine's for your girlfriend, Gabriel. Call Margarita Chavez at 915-781-9530. I know I've discussed it with my partner that they should have like I guess they're called Sensi warmers with a boxing glove on it. I think that'll be a top seller, man, for the boxing community. There you can get something for your girlfriend there, Gabriel. So, do you hear us, man? We need those Sensis, like, because they have Star Wars, they have baseball. They should get the boxing, right? Right, Herman?
Yeah. I have one that has U.S. Navy logo on it. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Herman's a retired Navy seaman. Am I right?
Oh, come on, man. I never retired. After 12 years, I got out of petty officer.
All right, Herman. Rapid fire. Here we go. Gabriel, what's the best thing about El Paso?
The food.
All right, the food. What's your favorite food? Mexican? I know Herman laughed when I asked that too. I was sweating. Italian. Worst thing about El Paso, Gabriel?
I guess I don't know.
Who?
I wouldn't.
What's the worst thing about El Paso?
What's that?
Kiss asked Gabriel, rep El Paso. What is the worst thing about El Paso?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Battle, man.
Best boxing movie?
Rocky.
Rocky. Which Rocky?
The drivers. The first one.
The drivers. You like Rocky 1? You don't like the other ones? You know, Josue, we had Josue Garcia here last week, and he said Rocky 4, right, Herman?
Yeah.
Right? Worst thing about El Paso, Astorga set the wind. It was pretty windy. We had to run today. See that? Put the wind.
Yeah.
Your top Mexican fighter of all time?
Eric Morales.
Why Eric Morales? Man, that's a good one. Eric Morales had those battles with Marco Antonio Barrera, right?
Yes, sir. Just the warrior he had in his blood.
That warrior mentality, that Mexican mentality that he's going to fight till the end, right?
Correct.
Exactly. Best restaurant in El Paso?
I would say Cattleman's. I like steak.
You think Cattleman has the best steak in El Paso?
I like the steak there, yes, sir.
Yeah, and that's the only thing you like there, right? Because for me, I like the steak there, but the fixings, no good.
No, I just get the steak.
The steak's good, right? You get the cowboy, right?
No, the ribeye.
The ribeye, all right. I don't want to ask that question to Herman because he's already looking, setting me up for something. You get the cowgirl, Herman?
Rib hut. My place.
Oh, that's on. There's already 2 rib huts, right?
Rib hut.
Yeah, the one on Mesa is the original one, right?
That's good stuff.
Gabriel, we're going to ask you, who was your 2020 fighter of the year? I mean, and I asked this question. I know we don't say Happy New Year when we see each other, but I keep going back to 2020. 2020 was a very challenging year for boxing enthusiasts, boxing world, and both amateur, pro. Overall, there was a lot of big plans for the boxing world in 2020 to see Canelo 3 times, maybe to see Ryan Garcia more, to see the upcoming prospects more. But it just didn't work out that way, correct? So I keep asking who was our 2020 fighter. Kind of agree that Theo Lopez was one of them. I know at the Web Boxing, Herman, me, and other colleagues of mine, we had picked Tyson Fury. And that was early in the year before the COVID hit when he fought the likes of Deontay Wilder. Now, people might challenge me that or disagree with me because Deontay Wilder is just a fucking puncher. He has no skills or nothing like that. But nevertheless, he had defended his title numerous times, more than probably 6 times, 7. And Tyson Fury went in there and beat the shit out of him. One other thing about Tyson Fury, he sold tickets. His entry was awesome in the King's throne chair, just like Ryan Garcia. So for me, it was Tyson Fury. Gabriel, who do you think it was for you? It doesn't have to be ESPN Top Rank, just overall pro fighter of the year 2020. Who was it for you?
I would go with Teofimo.
Teo, because again, you mentioned he fought Vasily Lomachenko, right?
Yes, sir.
The only reason that I don't pick Teo, and I like the guy, is because Vasily didn't fight the first 7 rounds, man.
Yeah.
He held back. I don't know how much had to do with his dad telling him not to, or if he was or not. But I just don't believe that Vasily gave it all he's got. He did after 7. When he started picking up the pace, then things started changing. But let's give credit where credit is due, right? Good job. Name one thing that people don't know about you, Gabriel.
Him. That I don't even know.
One thing. Come on, man. People's got to know it.
That
That you watch Saturday morning cartoons. Fuck, we don't know.
I like Spanish music.
Oh, god damn. I mean, is it so? You like so? Do you ring your ring entrance is banda music, correct?
Yes, I've been on a couple times.
Yeah. So we know about you. Something that people really don't know about you.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of it.
Come on, Gabriel. Shit.
I don't know. Don't really have anything.
Nothing, huh? Okay. Everybody knows everything about you. How about All right, we're almost done with rapid fire. You're gonna watch the Super Bowl. Name me a food that you absolutely need to have for Super Bowl. One thing that you absolutely need to have. If you're gonna throw a Super Bowl party, what needs to happen?
The nachos.
The nachos, right? Something that you're not gonna eat this weekend, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what, we'll eat it for you, man.
Herman.
All right, well, you fight, right, Herman? Herman, what do you think? What does people need to have for the Super Bowl? What's one food?
Flautas, man.
Unas flautas, bro.
Flautas, hell yeah.
All right. Gabriel, you from El Paso, born and raised. Chico's Tacos or Frisco's?
Chico's.
Chico's. You like Frisco's is good too, right?
Frisco's, I like to eat the burgers there.
Yeah, that's good. Pretty good. So you're a heavy hitter eater, man. Pretty hard when you're a fighter, man.
Yes, sir.
Right? There's Albert Castillo telling SME Gabe. Right? Friend of yours.
Yes,
All right, we're still on rapid fire with Gabriel Gutierrez. Last question. Who's going to win the Super Bowl, Gabriel? And I'm asking you this. Hold on. I'm asking because we're getting ready for the big sporting event. The huge sporting event for all sports fanatics. Even for us boxing freaks. It's the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, Florida. Who do you think is going to win there, Gabriel?
I'm going with the Bucks.
Why the Bucks, man?
Because which other quarterback can you ask for, right?
Right, yeah, the best ever.
Yes, sir.
And if you know, that's an interesting fact about the Super Bowl, about Tom Brady, is that he's going to become, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers overall, is going to be for the first time in history of the NFL, they're hosting their own Super Bowl.
And I think it's Tom Brady's 7th appearance.
And they're playing in their home field. How much of an advantage would that be? And I know I don't know if you know, but in Tampa Bay, when they score a touchdown, the cannons go off in the big Pirates ship that they have at the end zone. So I don't know if when they score, they're going to shoot those cannons because it's got to be a neutral site, correct?
Yeah, Brady's been. This will be
Brady's what?
This will be the 10th Brady.
I like Brady, and he's an awesome quarterback. But you know what, man? I think Brady is a wuss when it comes to fighting. He looks like a big wuss, big nerd.
Right, man.
He looks like a snowflake when it comes to throw chingazos.
Yeah.
What's that, Herman?
He's got too much class. He don't have to worry about fighting.
He'll probably have somebody fight for him because he does look like a wuss.
That's what he's got those for, man.
He looks like he looks like a kid that was like not coordinated when he was growing up. And they made him play football, and look, he came out good. But I bet you if he was walking down and you tell him, hey, ¿qué pues, puto? Let's fight. And I bet you he can't fight. I don't think he can fight. What do you think, Gabriel? Do you think he can fight?
I don't know. It's not always about fighting.
Yes, it is, Gabriel. Fuck yeah. What do you mean it's not about fighting? You're a fighter. Right? Do you have a favorite football team, Gabriel?
It's the Patriots.
Oh, shit. So... Are you and you still root? They were asking a question today on Sports Talk that I was listening to ESPN Morning that a lot of people are not going to be rooting. A lot of people are bitter at Tom Brady for leaving the Patriots. You're not bitter?
most definitely not just because the Super Bowls he gave us, like man, those were awesome Super Bowls that I saw my personal eyes. Those comebacks, everything I saw, man, that's like the best thing I could have just had.
Yeah, you know what, man? He is one of the best. I don't think there'll ever be another quarterback like him. Correct?
Oh,
Correct.
Not at all.
Who's Herman
We're,
picking?
Herman, who are you picking? That's what Gabriel wants to know.
I'm going for Tom Brady, man. As simple as that. Two great quarterbacks. I'm not counting Mahomes back at all.
Yeah,
He's just a joke, man.
yeah. Mahomes a good quarterback too, man. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, he's going to be a good thing. It's going to be interesting to see, guys. Not that many people are going to be in the stadium.
You got
Not
to
like the sellout. Not like the times before without COVID. Hopefully this gets back. Gabriel, do you know if this thing is going to get back to normal? When do you think things will get back to normal, Gabe?
Man, it looks like we're in it for a long run, huh?
Well, I mean, people think that it's time to go back to get to normality. We're seeing the schools getting back ready to go. Still a lot of controversy as when we're going to get back, but I mean, people in El Paso think it's fucking over. Everything's packed. It's time to go. I think by
Well,
Black
what?
Friday next year we'll be ready to go. This year, I'm sorry.
One of the also like what was then you have to train with a mask. See por si like it's, hitting the bag is already hard. Like you're already gasping for air. So man, imagine with the mask, like you can't even catch a
Well,
breath.
Gabriel, I'm going to tell you that as a gym owner, I have my kids with the mask too.
Yes, sir.
We do spar. We spar. We're going to spar tomorrow night. We're going to be sparring here tomorrow night with our kids here. We do have controlled sparring. We don't invite that many other gyms yet, but we're starting to spar little by little, getting ready for maybe the test amateur event if we have kids. But we do require the kids to have masks. So far, Gabriel, again, I don't want to. I mean, you're the fighter. Yes, it is hard even meeting with the mask, Herman meeting with the mask, but so far it's been working for us. Very few people that I know do not want to train with the mask. I know it's hard, Gabriel, but I guess as a business owner, gym owner, I guess that's the best thing we got to do because the last thing we want is someone to get sick, and it's on our hands. So I mean, Mark's done a great job with his gym. I mean,
Definitely.
with all the safety measures that he has. So yeah, we also require for everybody to wear a mask, and you know what? Also, we're cleaning all the time, so it's hard, man. But so far, so good, right, Herman?
Oh yeah, it's been pretty BT at the forefront of everything there.
Yeah, it's been good, and you know what? I mean, as private gym owners, we've been blessed. We've had more people come in. Who knows when the city's going to open up the gyms again, right, Herman?
Well, it looks like I ordered more, but everything on standby. So yeah, that's.
Yeah. So who knows when the boxing world will get back? You say it's going to be in for the long run. I say the same thing. Maybe fall, Herman. Maybe fall. What do you think?
Yeah, I see something happening around July.
All right. Well, here's a question I'm going to ask both of you before we dismiss you for the night. We're getting close to that time already to get back to closing the gym and get back to our lives. Big fight for 2021 that I want to see, that you guys want to see. Which is the big fight that you want to see, Gabriel, in 2021?
I would like Tank and Ryan.
Tank and Ryan. Well, hopefully we'll see it in late summer or even in the fall, right?
Yes,
Herman,
hopefully.
what do you think, Herman?
Canelo Plant, Caleb Plant.
Click. Who? Oh man, that'll be a good fucking fight. I mean, both of them. Caleb Plant and Canelo will be a dandy fight. As you all know, Canelo's going to fight February 27th. Correct?
Yes, sir.
It's going to be on the zone. That's going to be hopefully, and again, people deem it to be a real easy fight. We'll see, you know. And then he's going to fight Billy Joe Saunders in May, but then he'll have September again, and that's again what people are wanting to see. Hopefully, Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant looked good, right, Herman, on his last outing against Truex.
He destroyed that guy.
Yeah, he did destroy that guy. I just believe that that he just needs to probably work on his defense, because then if he doesn't put that hand up, Canelo will destroy him. But that's the fight you want to see. For me, folks, I want to see Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis to duke it out, and hopefully Canelo down the road in September. Billy Joe Saunders is going to probably be an easy fight for him. He's a big contender, but hopefully we'll see a Canelo versus Caleb Plant and Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder again in the big heavyweight. Heavyweights are good, but Tyson Fury is the king right now. So it's going to be a good year for boxing, folks. I know 2021 is coming up. So get ready for that. Fasten your seatbelt for that. But also, folks, speaking of fastening your seatbelt, we're going to be live streaming the fight. We're going to get to the fight of Gabriel Gutierrez, February 20 in Mexico. Gabriel, we're going to wish you the best of luck. Really, my friend, stay safe. Continue to train. You know, you always have your doors open here on Warrior's Edge. And say hi to everybody at the Wolf's Den as well. But we wish you the best, my friend, in the fights in Mexico City. Do you have any last words to say to anybody that's watching?
No, just shout out to Webb, Wolves, and El Paso, man. El Paso, the boxing community, definitely. Everyone tunes in, and just shout out to everyone.
Good, man. So wish you the best, Gabriel, on your trips. Have a safe travel over there with your team, and bring home the W. And hopefully, when you come back, come and talk to us, man. See how you went, and we'll reach out to you to see.
Okay, sounds good, sir.
Herman, any last words for Gabe or anybody else?
Gabriel, don't forget that.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh, the Valentine's Day. Don't forget.
Yeah, don't forget that Valentine's. I tell you, man. I'm telling you. All right?
You're gonna
all right, folks. Just as what's that, Herman?
I said, if you don't get that Valentine's Day, you're gonna end up like with Manuela.
Yeah, that's Herman for you. Folks, thanks for listening to us, man. This has been our podcast. We will see you again on our next podcast show. We'll have February the 18th against Sulina La Loba Munoz, WBC, WBO, bantamweight champion, former champion, and still champion. Heavy hitter in the women's division, in the women's fighting. Man, those women's go all out. So we'll have her on our show, folks. This has been Web Boxing 101 Podcast. I want to thank to everybody, the Desert Rangers, for listening in and being part of our show tonight. All our law enforcement personnel, as you know, we lost some law enforcement personnel. Sad. My condolences go out to the New Mexico State Patrol family, the Las Cruces Police Department. My condolences and prayers go out to those officers that lost their lives today, doing something honorable. True warriors, keeping us safe. All my law enforcement people, stay safe, my friends, and when anything you do, put God first. Hitman, it's been a pleasure. Gabriel, it's been a pleasure, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Thank you so much, folks.
Thank you, guys.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I wonder why you were having a hard time hearing me.